All right, so this is a special video just for the Discord members only. We've been using the 13 EMA, 50 SMA, and the 200 EMA for a few years now. I've been using it since I was even in IML, and I never really thought about using it as a breakout strategy. Recently, I have talked about it on our live calls on Tuesday, but I really haven't did the work yet because I feel like when you're trying to create a strategy from scratch, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of um, testing to actually see if this is a profitable system. You feel what I'm saying? So, recently somebody that was in the Discord, literally did the work and he's been using a breakout strategy, for about, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks, and he's been having a lot of success with it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just see, if he can break down the strategy like to a T so everybody can use it in a Discord. So this is what this video is about. So definitely take some notes if you want to use this breakout strategy. Okay, so where is the entry on this EMA
So,
13
yep.
EMA
So the
break?
entry for the setup would be the 750 candle because that candle is the very first candle that closed under the 13 EMA.
Okay, are you waiting for the candle break or the candle close?
I'm waiting for the candle close. As soon as that candle closes, I enter my position.
Where is your stop loss in this situation?
My stop loss is at the so if I'm taking sells, my stop loss is at the top of the candle that closed under the 13 EMA.
Okay, so this candle right here, this 750
Yup,
candle.
the 750 candle, my stop loss goes to the top of the 750 candle.
Okay, that's
And
that's
now
that's
I'm either
pretty good.
going for a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2. One to
Okay,
one.
1 to 1 or 1 to 2 on these EMA breaks.
So right now we're above the 200 EMA. So I put in the resources. I suggest when you're trading toward the 200 EMA that you close partials at 1-to-1. And if you want to try to let the rest ride, you can do that and put your stop at BE.
Mhm.
And for trading against the 200 EMA, that's my advice there.
Okay, so I'm gonna just clarify so people can understand. When we're trading towards the 200 EMA, which is considered counter trend, we're closing partials at 1 to 1 and or closing partials at 1 and 2, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And but when we're going with the trend, is 1 to 1 always the first target, or are we going for 1 to 2 going with the trend?
So I would say just the way that we trade, and just what we consider a win. I'm gonna say let's just 1-to-1 both sides because that's
Okay.
considered a win for us. And then
Mhm.
however the trader wants to manage the trade from there, they can manage the trade how they want to manage it.
Okay. Is there anything that the higher time frame is going to be in confluence with these breaks, or this is just a 5 minute EMA scalping type of strategy? Very simple. Is it a simple strategy, or is it more like let's look at the higher time frame? Maybe we can get some higher time frame confluence. Like, is there any higher
Um,
time frame confluence with these EMA breaks?
no, this is just a very simple strategy. The only thing that I would say is as a trader, use your common sense. So if you look at the trade that we're in right now, we're taking sells and you're like, I want to hold this and I want it to keep going.
Hmm.
But at 605, we got a demand zone right there.
Yeah.
So at the 605 candle, we got a demand zone.
Yep. I saw exactly. So if we're running into anything and it's counter
So
trend, don't be oblivious to what's going on, basically.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're in sales and we're over the 200 and we have a demand zone right below us, don't just hold just because you're in the trade and the 13 EMA broke and it's working and it's going,
Hmm.
thinking that this thing's going to run. Because if you got a demand zone that hasn't been tapped right below you,
Hmm.
don't be surprised. That's why I say close your partials at 1-to-1, put the rest at break even. Because don't get mad when it comes and reverses on you and it hits your
Yeah.
stop loss because you
Hmm.
don't want to take profit.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. So the more riskier setups is going towards the 200. Correct.
Towards the 200 or towards an area that's like even for example, if we were in buys, if there's a high probability supply setup right above you, don't just think that because we're above the 200 that it's going to blast through the high
Hmm.
probability
Hmm.
supply. It could
Exactly.
hit it in reverse.
Exactly. Facts. Okay. So I'm gonna just take this off and I'm gonna just guess that this is where you're like just looking at the EMA break. If we was to take this to go for sales, and this is kind of trend, your stop loss will go right above here because this candle closed underneath the 13 EMA. That's the break, and then your stop loss will go above right here, this candle, and then your 1 to 1 would be somewhere up in here, something like that. Correct? Or am I wrong?
Nope, you're right on the money. Correct.
Okay, and then you just leave the runner, let the 13 MA do its job. And is there anything far as trailing your stop loss? 'Cause I know because the thing about the 13 MA, like we always say in the webinars, like it's a momentum. So you're going to catch some runners every now and then for sure. And or is there like are we trailing our stop loss above the candles, or we're just letting it ride until the 13 MA close above? Because I mean, I've been talking about the 13 MA even in my course, like when I dropped the course in like 2022, and I have a 13 MA exit strategy, which is you let the 13 MA stay above, but once the body of the candle close above the 13 MA, that's where you that can signal you to get out of the trade. That's
That's
something.
that's exactly what I was gonna say too. That's exactly as soon as you see that candle
Hmm.
close above the 13, because for us, that would be like if you were looking for longs, if you were looking to use the 13 and it closes above, well, that's
Hmm.
just your entry for another 13 EMA strategy right there. So if your strategy is going against where you're trailing, then that's where you would get out of that trade.
Okay.
Honestly, just this whole day.
Yeah. 200 MA flat. We should leave it alone. We should leave it alone.
Like if you see anything like this, like
Yeah.
you shouldn't be trading.
Yeah. Like hypothetically, like I'm just looking at it right now. Okay, we got the buy of the candle at 650. It closed. Okay, boom. It as soon as it can so as soon as the candle closed, you just hit sell. We're not waiting for the break, correct?
Yup.
Okay, so boom, it hit sell. Stop loss will go above this candle. Boom. We got the 1 to 1, but it was short lived because it just started playing around. Now, once we see the 200 EMA is flat like that, it's not gonna always just work out like that because we know that the market condition is sideways. So we definitely should try to stay away from stuff like this. Because yeah, you can potentially win with the EMA break, but it's not going in one direction for too long. So it's definitely dangerous. Definitely. Yep.
Yeah. Anything that's consolidating or low volume,
Hmm.
um, where or chopping around, that's because the strategy supposed to take advantage of an ending trend. There's supposed to
Exactly.
be some type of strong trend that's been in place for a while,
Hmm.
and we're taking advantage of the trend that's beginning to end, and we're beginning to get that reversal.
Okay, so like hypothetically, you see how Nash just dropped on this session right here, and then we got that first candle to close above the 13 MA going towards the 200. And I feel like this is honestly a good exit to have if we're going towards the 200. So stop loss will go right there, and then you see the 200, it bounced right off of the 200. We should be closing majority off right there, or if you want to leave some partials, leave it at the 200 because we know that these moving averages is definitely working it against us and in our favor. So this would be the strategy right here going towards it. Close, stop loss underneath here, catch the 1 to 1, lead a runner to the 200. Boom, that's it. The day is over. Cool, that's it. But yeah, I definitely like I want to look at some other industries because everybody don't trade Nasdaq. So like, can we go to like I don't know oil maybe? Like, does this work on oil? Does it work on
If you
silver,
want natural gas, we can go to natural gas.
natural gas? I mean, 'cause
Uh,
I
in,
I don't really
that's
trade natural.
in GZ.
And this right here.
Yeah, yup. But you go to the NYMEX.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
okay.
And then put Z in there because that's the month too.
This how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to look like this.
Yep.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, let's
that's oh, that look beautiful, bro. Like,
let's go to Monday on natural gas.
let me just mark this up real quick before we go on Monday because this is absolutely like what? As soon as they get that for and this is the time zone. This is the time zone that we're showing up. So we need the volume to be on our side. We don't need no trend line breaks, nothing like that. So it closed above the 13 MA. The first goal is for it to break the 200. Once we break the 200, the 13 MA is going to do the rest. So this will be your target right there. Boom. And then leave the runner. Like simple as that. But let's go on Monday because you probably have something different that's probably going to help. So let me go
Yeah.
ahead and go to
So on
Tuesday.
Monday at 9:40.
Monday 9:40. Right here. Okay, so this one will be considered going with the trend, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Now it did break it at 9:35, but
But it
okay,
didn't close.
but it didn't close.
It didn't close above.
Okay, what is it considered closing above? Because I'm looking at this and it like this is the 13 MA right there. The body that's the high of it, the body.
Yep.
So
That closed right there. So your entry would be right at the top. Yep. Right there, right where it closed. That
oh,
would,
okay. So your entry would be right there, and your stop loss will literally be right here, correct?
nope. It would be it would yep. Sorry. I couldn't see. Yep, perfect.
Okay. Now going with the trend could be a little tricky, and I say that because um if I'm looking at hypothetically something like this where it didn't work. So right here, this candle. Because I like we gotta like spot the ones that just like, damn, okay, it didn't work out. Okay, so we had a crazy body that closed above 13 MA, but the 50 SMA is not in the right spot though. That's super important. We like it broke above the 13 MA, but it didn't break above the 50 SMA. So the 50 SMA could play a huge role in how strong this breakout is going to be because look at this one, look at this break, look at where the 50 SMA is at right here versus this one where we're running into the 50 SMA. So I feel like this is like a key component because this part did not work out right here. And we ran into a low key supply too. So that like you said, we have to have common sense. Like
Mhm.
if we're taking a buy right here, we just ran into a supply with the 50 SMA in the way, that could be a potential loser. So if we want to use the breakout strategy with the trend, we need all three. We need all three to be lined up. If you want the best ones, like this look way better. Okay, because that didn't work out because it followed the rules. It closed above. We bought immediately and then it hit stop loss. So definitely got to pay attention. Even if you're going with the trend, is the 50 SMA in alignment? I feel like that's like a key component right here because I just wanted to see like, okay, when is it not working out? Like, okay, hypothetically, right here, let's use this one that closed above. So this is another one that closed above, and let's take this off. And okay, we got a little drawdown, but then it ended up hitting take profit. Now, you definitely set moving it kind of like the EMAs formed as it was going sideways. As it went sideways, now the EMAs are crossing and then it started to push up more. So that this strategy is super simple. It's not really like a something that you just need to wrap your head around. You could teach this to anybody, but it just the timing got to be on point because either you're in when right here or you're gonna miss out on all of this. And this is like a 1 to 4 right there. That can pass a challenge easily pass a challenge right there. So,
So there is
um,
a thing about the strategy I do want to say,
okay.
and very important. And everybody, like, this is the part where you listen up. When we're in a trend and that trend ends,
Hmm.
you need to take the very first candle that closes over that 13 EMA. If we're getting some candles that come up above, then come down, close back or down. Like basically what I'm saying is don't try to get in the middle of the candles closing up and down. When we're in a strong trend and the 13's riding,
Hmm.
you be in that very first close of that candle.
Okay.
Even
Oh,
if even if we get a close up and then a close back down, don't you want to base it off the very first? Because I've seen it where if you're not in that first one and you enter on the
hmm.
second one that closes below,
Hmm.
might get stopped out. But if you had entered on the very first one, it would have held and you would have been fine.
Okay. Now you see these arrows that I just put on. Now, is this considered closing below, or are we looking for a significant close below? Because you see the one at one versus like it kind of closed, like it's on it, but it's not really closing under it. Like, does the close, how it closed matter? Like the
Yeah.
candle.
How it closes matter. So I did put in the resources and I used two examples and I put a picture in there. You want it to be a strong bullish or a strong bearish candle.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to see it on the line. You want to see it come down the line, break the line,
Hmm.
hold under the line. Don't you want to see it hold maybe 1, 2 points, maybe preferably three, and
Yeah.
close at that area. You don't
Yeah.
just want to see it tap it and kind of be on it a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I'm looking at this one. This is a strong close right underneath. It's counter trend, but you got almost damn near a 1 to 3 off of that. Like that's just crazy going counter trend. That's absolutely crazy to catch a 1 to 3 counter trend, and you can catch all of that. Just go to the 200 or it again using your common sense. This is a little support right there. Get out at support because we know that we're going with a bullish run. So. Yeah, this strategy is super, super simple. I see people using this for different reasons. Like if you want to just get a quick little scout, then boom. But you definitely got to be careful with the time of day. Like time of day, super important, definitely. Let's go to what do everybody trade? People be trading oil. Let's go to oil real quick. That's what people be trading in their group. So um, okay. Something like this. What would you do in this situation? You see this close, but look at where your stop loss is at. Now you got hit. You got hit with your stop loss. What would you do in this situation? If your stop loss was where the candle closed, which is underneath that 13 MA, but we're going with the trend, but that next candle popped up real quick, popped up, hit your stop loss. What do we do when something like this will happen?
So the first thing I see is that the 50 is below us.
Yep. Yep.
What I also can see is, are these the type of market conditions that I want to be in? Because right now I'm seeing this is 2 a.m. So this is messed up market conditions, and you can see how just from the past market
Mm-hmm.
price we're having, we're chopping, we're going up and down, we're closing below, we're closing above. There's no real clear trend
Mm-hmm.
in this whole thing. So me personally, I don't think I would be taking it because yeah, I probably would pass on that. And
You
that's why, as a trader, you have to look at the market
Yeah.
conditions
Okay. I'm starting to see that when all the EMAs is above and they do that first break, those are killer because okay, look at this one. The 625, it closed underneath, but the 50 SMA is in the wrong spot. The 50 SMA need to be above. It need to be above because if we look to the left at what happened during London session on this, look at the candle break right here because that's the first candle break that's going with the trend. Oh, let me this went all the way up. That would be a stop loss. And that will one, but also look at the second candle break once the 50 was above. So we're going to slide this over and we're going to make this look a little bit better. And then let's look at the very next candle break. I mean, not candle break, the candle close that broke the 13 MA, but the 50 SMA was above at that moment. I'm just looking at the more detailed stuff because we want the best break. Like we want we want the best break possible. So I'm gonna that'll be a stop loss, and then the rest is history after that. But let's just zoom in to see exactly what happened. So it crossed. So this candle right here, the '05, like this is like middle of the day. This is like London session. But this will be where your stop loss is at, right there. And then your stop loss will go above that candle. But when you get that, when you start selling, look at where the EMAs are at. The 50 SMA is finally above the 13, but it wasn't above right here. So it seemed like when the 50 SMA is in the right spot, you're gonna get way better reward on that breakout because it's all aligned. Like when these are aligned, you're gonna get the best breakout for sure.
for sure. Like the best, that's why I say the best RRs. Like I would say you could probably on average get a 1 to 2 if you're trading with the trend,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't want to put it out there because I don't want people to always hold their trades to a 1 to 2 and maybe a day the market's just doing something. It's like if you got the profit, take it when you got the chance.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're risking the right amount, like I know you're risking, between 5 and 7,000 a trade, so you get a one to
Mm-hmm.
one. All right, I'm chilling and I'll,
Yeah.
leave a couple runners. But yeah, when you're trading with the trend, for sure the RRs that I've gotten on this strategy are
Mhm.
insane. I've gotten you can on the spreadsheet the highest RR I got was a 1 to 13.
Like that's absolutely crazy. Just off the 5 minute, just trading, using a 13 MA, waiting for the body of the candle to close, and it got to be a strong body. This will be an entry right here. Anybody that want to take a trade on their own with this strategy, boom, it closed underneath the 13 MA. Your stop loss is going above this candle, not up here. That's a huge stop loss. Absolutely not. We're going to use this candle and we're going to expect price to hold at the 13. So don't be afraid. Don't try to cut your loss so early when it get to the 13. Let it play around a little bit. Okay. But also accept the risk though. Don't try to always cut your loss on a breakout strategy. Like just let it do what it's supposed to do. And you see what happened once we stayed up underneath the 200, played around, we broke the 50 SMA, boom, we're gone. And the rest was history after that. Now, far as continuation type of setups, like going with the trend, like you see how this right here, that's just a regular 13 MA candle break, boom, and then we're taking a sell. What about this situation over here? I'm gonna just put it like a little box over here because we broke above and then we broke back below. So is there somewhat of a continuation to go with the moving averages with the 13 MA, or we don't want to try to add on or be greedy? Like what do you feel about that?
I would say that yeah, you don't want to add on or try to be greedy because with the strategy, like, I mean, and of course, like I see here that we're under the 200, so
Hmm.
it make you think that um that we could keep flushing, but the 13 EMA has just been so powerful that if I see a close above, I see that as weakness almost. I see that as buyers almost getting the upper hand. Like, and
Yep.
I'm not trying to play around and find out.
Right. Facts. So if we take a sell right here, don't try to hold your position and you see something like this. You can, but the chances of it always dropping some more is slim to none. Like let's not ignore the sign. So if I'm in this sale and I see a candle pop up above that 13 MA, close partials, and you know what I'm saying, if you want to hold longer, go ahead. But that is a sign of weakness. And I definitely agree with you. Like
You
I
look,
just don't want to see that.
yeah, if you look to the left, the very same thing happened. So right there at about you see you got an entry right there.
Okay. Yep. You talking about over here or over here in this area?
Or no, on the top, yeah, how you had a sell entry
Hmm.
to because I'm not on see that red candle right at the end, that on the top right there. No, the
Uh,
red on to your right a little bit.
right
Right.
here.
So that's an entry right there. So you
Okay.
right there.
Okay. So your stop loss to go above that candle and that look like a liquidity grab. We like that. That's actually a beautiful candle. And you catch your 1 to 1. Like we said, boom, you caught it.
And
But
you close above and you're thinking, oh, it might come back down. Well, now you just found out.
no, facts. Let me drag this over so you can see exactly what are we talking about here. So this candle right here, that 355 candle, once you see that body candle close above and you not satisfied with that 1 to 1 and you trying to hold, don't be surprised when you get something like this. Now we got strong candles breaking above the 13 MA. Let's not act like closing above the 13 and the 50 is not a sign that they're going to want to hit your stop loss. So we gotta consider that for sure. Um, no, definitely, bro, definitely. Let's go to a forex pair. Let's go to a forex because there's still people in the group that still trade forex. Um, Okay, perfect. Look at this example. This outside our trading hours, but this is still the strategy with the breakout. Buy of the candle is it's a significant candle that closed above 13 MA. Boom. We wait for it to close. We don't really care too much about the break. This strategy, we're waiting for the close. So boom, our stop loss go underneath this candle. This is about a 9 pip stop loss for the forex traders. Boom, we catch it. The 1 to 1 going with the trend, leave a runner. So you will move your stop loss. Boom, and you can catch maybe a 1 to 2 or something like that. But yeah, this strategy is super simple. But at the end of the day, if you want the best ones, it's definitely gonna have to go with the trend and the candle have to be strong. But we're gonna only use this um during these times. So if I'm gonna use this strategy, bro, I'm only gonna use it when I show up. So I'm using it between 7:30 a.m. to about 10:30 a.m. 3 hours, we can find something. Going against the trend is going to have a lower win rate, obviously, but you can still catch something and still make money. But again, the best chances is to go with the trend. However, you see this right here. Like, because we want to pay attention to the L's too. If your stop loss is too large, like this is a 12 pip stop loss, that's a lot for Forex. Um, you definitely want to see the signs, bro. So like if I'm in this trade, this closing underneath that 13 MA, that's a red sign. We should probably close. Um, this is even more of a red sign. They got two candles that close. They gave you a break by going back to break even, and then we close back underneath. Probably should close. So we're
And
basing like the
signs
sign. Go
for that.
ahead, go ahead.
Even then, the signs were there way before that because just like if you see a supply zone right above you, do you really want to take these buys? We got a resistance zone right
Mm-hmm.
above us. You
Mm-hmm.
see it creating resistance.
Exactly. Like this, like they holding like very strongly right there. So like yes, we can go with the trend and we have a higher chance of winning, but let's not ignore everything else. I don't want people to be blinded by this breakout strategy. Don't be blinded to what's going on. If they're holding at a resistance, if it's a supply zone that's holding and we're in buy trying to use a breakout strategy, don't be surprised if they flip around and hit stop loss. Like that's just all we're really saying because yes, we see that when we do have good winners, they go far and you can make a lot of money with it, but let's not just be ignoring everything structure, where the gaps are at, the time of day, where is news at. Do you use this with news? That's a good question. The 8:30
Uh,
candle, do you use it with news?
with news, yeah, I haven't tested it with news, and me personally as a trader, I don't trade news. It's unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. You in the 13 EMA, it takes advantage of a trend, but when you get news,
Mm-hmm.
it's so volatile, and you'll go up, down, up, down.
Mm-hmm.
About the 13 EMA can't help you when it's just so volatile that you're getting large wicks on both ends of your candles.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about it? Is there anything else that you're still kind of iffy about on it?
Um, it's a solid, it's like I like the fact that we're not waiting for the candle break this time because once that candle closed, that body candle closed, that very next candle could shoot up crazy. So it's like we have a timer, and once we get closer to that timer where the candle is about to expire and the next candle print, we instantly just hit buy or instantly hit sell. Like these are winners right here. Sell, stop loss, TP, buy, stop loss, TP. That's two wins in just a couple of hours, just basing it off of something super, super simple. Even this right here, buy, it broke above, it broke below, then broke back above. Okay, boom. Buy, stop loss, TP. That's like three wins right there. Like just right there alone, that's three wins. What my week is over. You get what I'm saying? So the strategy is very powerful, very simple. Um, it doesn't require a higher time frame. It's just looking at the body of the candle close, putting your stop loss in the right place, let the 13 MA do what it's supposed to do. You have to trust the 13 MA. That's what I'm seeing. Um, the only issues is sometimes you may get tagged with your stop loss. Don't always take a chance with the counter trend. Don't always do that. Sometimes, yeah, you can, but don't always do that because situations like this, you put your stop loss right there. I mean, you're selling right there, and then your stop loss is right there. Boom, you instantly get hit because you're taking counter trend setups. So still understand that counter trend is still low win rate. It still applies whether you're taking supply and demand or the 13 MA breakout strategy. But I do feel like if if you don't see anything going on with supply and demand, bring out the breakouts. You know what I'm saying? Bring them out. And we're gonna have separate webinars just for the breakouts. But this will be like the first little video as far as this strategy because people are gonna still have more questions. Even after this video, people still gonna have questions. So we can definitely just go over it. But it's definitely a similar strategy. Like this is not rocket science. Like we're seeing for the candle close above, boom, we take it for a buy as soon as it break above. Like it's not that hard. Like hypothetically, let's just look right here. If we're looking for a downtrend, okay, we need a strong conviction type of candle to close above. I will consider this to be the strong conviction one. The buy will go right here. As soon as the candle close, buy, stop losses
And
underneath
you
the candle.
gotta hold, you gotta have conviction because you're
Yeah.
gonna eat and you're gonna be like, oh man, like this is a loser. And
Mm-hmm.
it's you gotta have conviction. You
Yeah.
create a drawdown.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like you're not gonna always be in profit, okay? Like and then same with supply and demand. We're not always hitting TP on the 5 minute candle. Like you gotta let it just sit through. And And believe now, say if you was in this buy and you saw that this candle closed underneath, you know what I'm saying? That is a red flag. So you definitely should be concerned when the candles are closing underneath because we expecting the 13 MA to hold price. That's what we're looking for. Like stuff like this is holding price. So we need to be holding and we gotta trust it. Like it's all about trusting it. Like, yeah, we see all this stuff, but we can catch some of this stuff too. That's the crazy part. We can catch some of this stuff if we have the ability to hold for 1 to 5, 1 to 3. Let's go through a couple more examples, and I guess we can just end it because this is actually not even that difficult to understand. So right here, hypothetically, let's say when we show up at 7:30, boom, this is US 30. We get a candle close underneath right there. Boom, that's a nice little candle close. Do you want to take a chance on that? That's up to you if you want to take a chance on that. But if you do, stop
You do
loss will
get a
be.
liquidity grab right there too. So
You
that
talk,
red candle
Come on this one.
to the left, that red candle almost looked like a liquidity grab because it wicked and then the red candle and it came back down.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. So this is more so, um, like this will be considered grabbing liquidity right here. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
like
Okay.
what I noticed is like either it's Nas Gold anything, especially in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's gonna take that London liquidity, and once it gets to the top or breaks some type, but once it finds its top,
Mm-hmm.
it, like the candle just closes with a wick at the top, and the wick is like that's a decent sized wick to me, and then it's just down, momentum, and it's
Mm-hmm.
bearish like momentum or bullish momentum, and
Mm-hmm.
then what I would do for me is just in my head, I'm just gonna put a little line at the top of the wick just to say, okay, the liquidity grab's still in play as long as it doesn't pass the top of that wick. And then
Mm-hmm.
once we get that close, this is still a play off of a liquidity grab. And that's why I'm like, all right, I feel
Mm-hmm.
good about this because we just took liquidity and now we're having bearish momentum continue with a close under the 13.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
No.
that's what and that's what I'm saying, especially because we've been taking a lot of liquidity grabs the past couple months
Mm-hmm.
over supply and demand. So when we're taking those CT liquidity grabs, this is really like I feel like the confirmation of if the liquidity grab's gonna work or if it's not.
Okay. Yep. For sure. For sure, bro. The 13 MA is super powerful. Okay. For instance, where I me personally, I'm not using this at the New York Stock Exchange Open. And again, you can catch some of this like New York Stock Exchange Open. But we're like me personally, I'm gonna wait after 9:35, let the candle print, boom. And then once we get a candle close going the other way, because we know the open like to go the other way. They like to do a little fake out at 9:30, 9:35, and then go the other way. Once they close and go the other way after a liquidity grab, because this is considered a liquidity grab. And then we get this bearish candle right here. Boom, we're hitting sell immediately. We got two moving averages on our side. And then we just hold past the 200 and let the 13 MA do its thing. But again, like we always been saying this whole video, you got to trust the 13 MA. Even if you have this little pullback, trust the 13 MA. You can catch a little bit more. Come back to the 13 MA. Trust the 13 MA. You can actually catch a little bit more. This can be a crazy runner all day. You can hold it all day. Get alerts when it touched the 13 MA. Maybe we should set an alert for when it touched the 13 MA in our trades. That'll be something crazy.
Yeah,
But
even especially when you're in a trade where it you started above the 200 and then you're close up like in the webinar yesterday when I talked about that Nas liquidity grab. When
mhm,
you got a trade that started on one side of the 200 and then ended up on the other side of the 200 in your favor,
mhm.
like that's just all like that's a walk away. That's put my stop loss at break even and walk away from the computer and come back in like an hour and just see where it's at type of trade.
No,
Like
facts, bro. Facts. Absolutely facts. Um, It'd be crazy because we'll see stuff like this, like hypothetically, like this would be considered the strategy, right? This would be considered the strategy, and it never comes back. We don't participate in it because this is a gap right here. Remember, we're still using the same strategy, supply and demand, liquidity grabs, but once we understand the moving averages, the breakouts, we can see all types of stuff. So like I'm looking at this and that would be considered a supply and it won't touch. And then it'd be like, damn, the day is over. We didn't make no money. But what if we would have just sold right there off that breakout? What if we would have just waited and then just sell? And this could be even more of a confirmation for us to hold the position if they hold at that supply. Like we're piecing together breakouts, gaps, supply and demand, liquidity grabs all together. So it's always going to be a money play. I ain't even going to lie. Every day, damn near a money play. Like every day. Like I don't even see us not even taking a trade. But I don't want to make it seem like we're going to place a trade every single day. But it's just like now that we're going to implement breakouts, it's like there's always a money play, like every day. Like, not even going to hold you because I was mainly a pullback reversal type of trader. But this is just going, this like breakouts is just, I see what the market doing. I'm just participating in it. That's what breakouts are. So, um, yeah, I'm excited to test this out this weekend. I'm definitely going to try to hurry up and edit this so I can make it more structured a little bit well, so I can put it in the resources. But yeah, man, I feel like this is a solid strategy. Like I feel like this situation, you see London session, boom, and close above the buy right there. Like it's this is no rent buy, stop loss. TP should be at the 200. Let's see if the 13 MA hold. Trust the 13 MA. And then like if you can catch stuff like this, bro, it's gonna be hard for you to not get funded or not get a payout. It's gonna be hard, bro. Like it's gonna
Yeah,
have
it's hard not to get a 30K day.
no, literally, like even stuff like this. Just look. This is not even a demand setup. Like this is not a demand setup. But say if you want to go with the breakouts with the 13, okay, boom, you're buying not at the break of the candle, but as soon as it closed above, stop loss right here. Take a chance on it. See if the 13 MA going to be in your favor. You can easily catch your TP in 2, 3 candles if the 13 MA is really in momentum. Stop loss right there. Trust the 13 MA. Your day is over. This is London session for Dow Jones. Uh, what do we have right here? We have another one that we feel like these are the trades that we be like, okay, we're way too high. The close underneath, and it's this one a tricky one because the body of the candle was nice and it closed underneath. But if you want a safer one, this will be it. But it tagged you though. So like you see the counter trend is still a little bit risky because yeah, we could sell right here. But also if some people might be scared and they're going to sell right here and then put their stop loss right here and then you got tagged and then they win in your favor. So my advice is to try to be closer to the swing high. That's what I'm starting to see. Like when they do that first candle break and that'd be a sell, like stop loss, make sure you try to be near the swing. Like try because you
Yeah,
have
that's another example right there of you got to be in that first candle that breaks the 13. Because if you in that first candle that broke the 13,
mm-hmm,
your RR is crazy.
yeah,
If you
for a
got in that
fact.
second candle, you got fucked.
Yeah, facts. Facts. You was in profit a little bit, but then as soon as it came back, I ain't gonna lie. Let me take this off. For people that just feel like, okay, like this need to be more of a systematic stop loss, just think about this, bro. If your stop loss is right here and it start going sideways, remember, we're going counter trend. It's going sideways, and then we get a green candle close. We get a green bullish candle at that 610 candle. That's just the ultimate sign. Get out of the trade. They're closing back above. You need to take a chance and close because the trend is still bullish until we have another candle break. Now, when they have another candle break on this one, on this candle, the 645, let me take this off so it can look a little more cleaner. On this 645, um, okay, we underneath the 13 MA and we also kind of bullish, but you see that one actually won and it went to the 200. You don't know
Well,
how far these trades is going to go.
wait,
Like you really don't.
so go back to the previous one you was just at.
Right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that candle above it, the red candle before it, that's really where you want to enter.
Oh, you talking about let me get this right. So you talking about the first one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. That's how important it is. Like, especially a strong like, and that's following off of one, a liquidity grab.
Mm-hmm.
Two, that's the second bearish candle, just straight bearish momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, it's close, but it's close enough, and it
Yeah.
did close below. Because
Yeah.
that's the one I'm saying right there. Where if you get in on the first one, you're safe. If you get on the second one, that's where you get screwed.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like if you want to use this strategy, you don't need to be looking at more than 3 instruments because these candle breaks are going to be happening. We're on a 5 minute chart. Like this stuff is going to be happening fast. So like it's going to be tough if you type it in the chat and then we got to close underneath the 13 MA. are you going to hit sell immediately, or you know what I'm saying? So you have to be focused on what's going on because you only got 5 minutes to see this candle to print. So that's super, super important. You can't just be all in chat looking at, like, you got to be watching this stuff. You got to have multiple monitors. You got to really be seeing this stuff because as soon as it closed, that 5 minute candle that came out after it, damn near hit your take profit immediately. That first, that what? Soon as you hit sell, boom, you won. But it's like if you miss that timing with that window where it closed underneath, it just cost you. So you definitely got to be on point for sure. Like if you're not on point, then you're cooked. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Like I don't want to overcomplicate it because at the end of the day, we're this strategy is based off of the candle close, the continuation with the trend, the reversal of the New York Stock Exchange open, and we're basing how quality the moving averages look like when we take the candle that close, whether it's going with the trend or against the trend. That candle is super important. So you need to use your common sense, understand gaps, understand when we're way too high or way too low, and what is the time of day? Because this stuff is not going to work all times of the day because this is a momentum strategy. So if you're trading this in Asian session, you're probably cooked. You need to be trading this New York session. You need to be trading this London session. But I'm probably gonna use this during New York session. But I'm pretty sure this is probably gonna work beautifully for people that trade pound pairs with London session. That'll work. We saw natural gas cooked up, oil, gold is going to work, but it's all about paying attention to the candle close. And you got to really be actively watching this stuff because these trades can be over in 10 minutes and you just missed out. So yeah, any last words before we possibly have to make a part two to this breakout strategy? Any last words?
Yeah, just I mean, just have conviction. Just know, be a smart trader and use all your trading senses. Look at the
Mhm.
market conditions. Is it choppy? Are we in a current uptrend? And do you want to take advantage of a reversal for a downtrend? Are we in a current downtrend and you want to take a reversal for an uptrend? Are we
Mhm.
above 200? Are we below the 200? Are you trying to take a sell and there's a high probability demand right below you? Are you trying
Mhm.
to buy and there's a high probability supply right above you?
Mhm.
Um, just use your awareness um,
Mhm.
before you just get in and say, okay, it's brain dead. Just we
Mhm.
close, click, and I'm done. Yep, yeah, for sure, man. Nah, I appreciate you for just taking a chance on it. I know this isn't your thing. You don't really like breakouts,
Yeah.
but yeah, nah, I appreciate you just for hearing me out.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, I'm definitely open. Like, I'm not one of those traders that's still not ready to soak in more game. I mean, at the end of the day, like I always been using the 13MA. I just don't really like breakouts. That's just what Doyle like. I've never just breakout strategy on YouTube. Like, when do Doyle ever do that? It's just more reversals, pullbacks, going with the trend. But I feel like the breakouts would definitely have us a open mind for more systems to use. And, we don't have to always use liquidity graphs. We don't have to always use supply and demand or support and resistance. We could use a quick little breakout strategy real quick. And it don't require a higher time frame. It's just buy a candle, the candle close over the 13MA. What is the next moving average in the way, and trust that it's going to hold on the 13MA. And of course, we know it's not going to win every single day, but I've seen it work. You've made money on it. I haven't made money on it yet, but I mean, it's just a matter of time. So, all right, man, that's about it. I should have this edited by tomorrow. I want to have this edited before the week, so I should have this edited by tomorrow, and then it's gonna be in the resources. So,